Talofa faithful, how's everybody doing? It's Monday morning, the day after the 49ers won the game over the Tampa Bay Bucks 20-23. And as usual, we are going to go and watch the highlight videos together. Interesting game, that's for sure. I don't know about you, but my blood pressure probably got to unnecessarily high levels, mostly because of special teams, especially the kicking game. But we'll get to a little bit of that as we go through the game. So let's go ahead and load this up, and we will get started with these highlights. As usual, NFL, we are using this for the equal rights copyrights. So please do not strike us when you let other content creators get like 50,000 likes on this, and we get like 20 to maybe 50 people. So NFL, what's the deal? Also, maybe YouTube could just tell us what we're doing wrong. That way we don't do it anymore. I mean, that would be the best way, but I've only asked YouTube now to do that 15,000 times. But needless to say, let's get to these highlight videos. It's kind of a long one today at 13 minutes. All right, so obviously we're going to start off in the first half. We got Brock going back. Christian McCaffrey is back, and we are going to find him over the middle. Good to see CMC back. There was no monitoring of CMC this week. It was straight, Christian, you're back, full load. All right, we got Debo going around the back, the fake handoff. Look, there's the Mr. CMC again. Whoop. What I like about this play is that while I feel that the Debo end arounds, Debo running the ball, there was a couple times where they try to run him up the middle with it today and other games. It's just not working anymore. I'm sorry. That ship has kind of sailed its course. I think we're still using it a bit too much. But what I do like about it is that the one thing it does do more than anything else is misdirection, and the defense doesn't know where it goes. Because obviously we've got Debo right here, and then we have, Christian out in the backfield. We put Debo in motion, and with Brock faking it to him, just watch the defense just flow to that side. And then there's not much left on the other side, or on the right side, to take care of CMC. So, I mean, it can still work, but we just got to use it more sparingly. Is, I guess, the best way for me to put it. See, look at that. Boom. Look at all these people over here. This guy, he's like, oh shit. This one's obviously going for Brock. But yeah, see, everybody's moving this way. But then we come back. See, got one man to beat for at least for the first down. Gets him, and he gets the first down. Like I said, that's the kind of stuff that I want to see that we do with the misdirection Debo plays. Look again, and there's Mason. Mason had 3 carries on the day, and I kind of feel sorry for him, simply because he's the 4th leading rusher in the NFL, and we saw next to nothing of him. Now, obviously, he gets a reduced workload. That goes without saying if CMC is back and 100% with what it looks like. But we had something going with Mason. I still want to see him get 10 touches a game. And let's not forget about Isaac Guerrero. Isaac Guerrero at the beginning of the season was pretty damn horrible. But as you saw the season progress in these first games, Guerrero was getting better and better and better and better. I don't want to see him stall out or lose any momentum that he has gained with learning the system, getting a feel of how, because again, Guerrero still isn't a complete running back. He needs reps. And while seeing him, get worked in a little bit, get more playing time every week, you saw what the draft pick was for, what the kind of things that he could do. His style is honestly more conducive to Kyle's system than Mason's is long term. With that speed and his cut style and everything, it's more style than with Mason, who Mason's more of the power back per se. So I don't want us to lose that momentum for both of them that they were getting and showing how good both of them were and how good they could be in the future, because they are the future of this team. CMC's a vet. He's getting beat up all the time. He's not going to be here forever. We need these guys to keep learning, and I hope CMC being back doesn't stall all that. All right, get off my high horse on that one. Brock looking over the middle. There's Mr. Ricky Pearsall. Mr. Pearsall, who 70 days ago was shot through the chest, actually. And obviously he's been back for a couple games now. But seeing this young man come back through everything, he's playing football again, ladies and gentlemen. And now he catches his first NFL touchdown. Look at that, wide open. Great route by him. Great throw by Brock, who Brock didn't have the greatest first half. But yeah, just great to see with Ricky Pearsall. Congratulations, young man. Hope to see many years and many more of those. Maybe not that dance because it's kind of weird looking, but we will definitely take it. If you're celebrating, I'm happy. And of course, they showed this about 1 million times live broadcast. So, and this right here is probably one of the coolest shots from the pylon cam. And yes, we've seen this kind of a shot before from other people, but for this shot, obviously with Ricky and all this kind of stuff, this is a cool shot for your first NFL touchdown. Cool. All right, so we were up 7-0. Baker's going back. Baker is probably the most underrated quarterback in the NFL. I mean, he willed this team. This team had no business being in the game. Between how pathetic we were playing at times and how much Baker was just trying his ass off. Look, it takes about half the defense right there to get a sack on him. And look, there's Bosa, he had his hand on his hip quite a bit today. Obviously, he's coming off the hip issue, whatever he's got going on with that. Say what you want. He didn't have the greatest game. He did have a sack later in the game. I'm sure we'll see the one that I had the biggest issue with Bosa. But all right, so here we go. Over the middle. Look at Kittle has hand-eye coordination like none other. Why we do not use Kittle more often in the passing game just baffles me. We're looking at arguably one of the greatest tight ends in the NFL history. I think, obviously, if Kittle stops playing today, he's probably going into the Hall. He gets talked about with the greatest tight ends of all times up there with, obviously Kelsey will be in that conversation. Anthony Gonzalez. Brett Jones, all these guys that were just great. Gronkowski, Kittle's in that conversation. We have kind of stalled out, especially with the passing and the things, because that's what we look at for tight ends. With us using him so much as a blocker over the last 3 to 4 years, have we taken away the ability to say that Kittle is the best tight end of all time? I kind of think we have. But our offensive line is also trash. All right, so we're going to start the second half. So we're going to run a quick commercial real quick, and then we will be right back.
This segment is brought to you by Shop49ers.com, the official online store of the 49ers. Use our affiliate link in the description to get the latest official Niner gear. Save 10% as well.
And I realize I meant second half, but I really meant to say second quarter because this isn't quite the second half yet. All right. So
this segment is brought to you by...
I forgot. I got to move my mouse over to the other side. All right, Brock goes back to pass. He's looking over the middle. There's another catch for CMC. Again, CMC had pretty much what you would consider a full workload for him and looked good throughout the game. It's like he didn't miss anything. 3rd and 1 is back. Jennings had another good game for himself. Brock back there in shotgun all by himself. 3 top. And there is Mr. Dwan again. There's not a better third down receiver in the game at all. And he's proven how good he can be in totality. Brock back, looking, and there is a missed one to Kittle. Kittle comes back and gets that one. And then there's Mr. Moody. Well, he made the first one. Congratulations. I have issues with Moody right now. I'm not going to lie. Baker back going to, is that Otten over the middle? Or no, Miller. I thought Otten was going to be a bigger issue for this team going for this game than he ended up being. Surprised that one actually didn't get picked by us. But again, it's a 3rd down. Devondre Campbell in coverage. Terrible. Worst coverage linebacker in the NFL. Boom. All right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It is 5 o'clock in the morning here doing this. Bucky Irvin is going to be a problem going forward in the NFL. This kid he's got the complete package to be a good NFL back going forward. There's Bucky again. Bucky gets swarmed over there. Look, you know what? And as much as I give Campbell credit or shit, I'll give him credit on that one. That was a good tackle by him. 30-yard field goal. Look, that's what it's like to make field goals, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm not going to lie. I am pissed off like hell about the whole Moody situation. My man, who is that? Oh, look at that. Juwan Jennings. He is gone. He doesn't stumble there. He goes all the way. He's not. He's getting a lot of love lately, but not enough. Oop, there's Ricky again. Ricky came up big on a few other third downs for us late in the game. And here's where my blood pressure starts to go up a little bit. Now I know a lot of people are going to talk about how he was coming off of the injury. He was a little rusty. If that's the thing, then we shouldn't have started him. If that, we should have kept Anders another week and let Moody get rested up. I don't know if that falls on Moody for saying that he's good to go because maybe he thought he was healed up enough, or if that issue falls on Kyle and the special teams coach Brian Schneider. Fire that man. And them not determining that, you know what, Moody, you're just not ready yet. I don't know if did he look, was he nervous? He should be nervous between kicking at Michigan and then, kicking in the NFL. There should be no more fucking nervousness from him. He has the longest kick made in the Super Bowl. The nerves should be not there for him anymore. And I don't know. We'll get into more of that a little bit probably. All right, Baker dropping back. Jake Beer. Oh, Otten, you had a good one. There was a drop pass before this play, too, I remember. 2 big ones on them. And that's how we end the first half. And now we go into the third quarter. This is where we start to get a little sloppy because that's what the 49ers do. This game should have been put away early to mid to late third quarter, and we let teams hang around. Over and over and over, we let teams hang around. We cannot close. Special teams. Come on, Luda. Don't get your ass pushed back that hard. Just, again, special teams just being special as usual. I mean, come on. You can't let yourself get pushed back this far. He gets in front of him. Oh, situational awareness, man. Come on. Both in the Super Bowl and in today. Come on, Luda. Absolute, again, worst special teams player we have on our team is Darrell Luda. And it lets this team right back in. And I won't lie, at this point I'm looking at it, and this is how Rome follows it again. This is what we do, ladies and gentlemen. All right, CMC with the carry, with a nice carry up the middle. Good blocking, good eyesight. CMC is going to be CMC. Nice one to Debo here. Getting the first down on that one. Obviously, Debo will have some highlights later, as we all know. Brock back to pass. Over the middle, CMC. See, I know we were running like swing routes and everything like that to Mason and Garendo. I don't remember actually seeing this route. Oh, I apologize. That is my alarm clock going off. I don't remember seeing this over the middle type stuff that we do a ton of with CMC, that we didn't do much of that with the other 2 guys. And I don't understand why. We just didn't give them a chance. Because that play works so many times. So we got all these good wide receivers. Spread everything out. There's 10 yards in the middle that are always usually open once we get everybody spread out. And CMC makes a living in those areas. So it's definitely a component of the game that we didn't use. I don't know if Kyle didn't trust them or whatnot. It's definitely come back. Debo with another good catch over the middle. On the ball. This CMC. That part, I mean, I will say, are Garendo and or Mason the pass catching back that CMC is? Obviously not. They're not even in the same stratosphere as CMC. CMC is just that damn good, especially passing the ball. But did we give them the chance? Besides those out patterns as they run out of the backfield, did we do much else with them? I don't remember us doing a whole lot of those routes with them, other than as a dump off. All right. Debo got 5 hard yards in that one. Can't complain with it. Moody. Hey, look, he makes a field goal. Well, It's one of two. We'll see how the day ends. Nice pass out there. Excuse me, it's way too early to be doing this. And again, running up the middle on the 49ers is just kryptonite. If you have a good running back who can go up the middle on us, I dare say that, you're just going to win against us. Look, even that one. We did a run blitz and still got caught on it. Absolutely terrible. Say what you want about Eric Armstead. He solidified the middle of that defensive run game. There's Bucky on the outside, turning it up, and he's in for the touchdown. They are now in the lead. Is this the one where Bosa misses the tackle? No, this isn't the one. There's another play where Bosa missed it, but you can see he pulled up. Talking about lack of effort from a lot of people. Bosa didn't even try at the end. He's like, he's in. You can tell he pulled up, and then he chipped going into the end zone. I have issues with Bosa too. We're just getting bodied out there. This was also the drive I want to say that they had about 19 penalties on the 49ers defense that got them just marked. The penalties marched them right down the field. If that's the drive I was thinking of. All right, we'll be right back. We'll run another ad break real quick.
This segment is brought to you by SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code NinerFaithfulRadio at SeatGiant.com to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out this show.
And I don't know about y'all, but it is now the fourth quarter, and this is the quarter that has given me so much issues with this season. Obviously, we know the issue. These guys cannot close out games. They can't, especially when it comes to special teams or the kicking game. We cannot close out games, and it's becoming more and more obvious. And we kind of pulled one out of our ass. We didn't just a full strength Bucs team beats us, plain and simple.
This segment is brought to you by.
One of these days, I'll remember I have to move my mouse back over to the other side. All right, Brock going out there to Kittle. Whoop. About the slowest cutback ever, but it works. Get him another 15 more, 20 more yards or so. Look at him, just carrying people. Hashtag throw Kittle the ball more often, God damn it. I'm tired of just seeing him in the backfield blocking like we saw him a couple plays. It's like, throw him the damn ball. It's 3rd and 1. Unfortunately, that time he did not come up. Moody for the miss. Jesus Christ, man. Well, 1 of 3. All right. Baker back to pass. Baker going deep. Overthrows everybody. I should say deep. That wasn't like a deep pass. It was only like 15, 20 yards. All right, so we have 9 minutes left. We are down by 4. Brock is back to pass. Brock looking. And there he is. There is our man, 3rd and 1, Mr. Jennings. Mr. Jennings, yeah. And this was an amazing throw by Brock. Off the back foot and everything. Brock didn't have the greatest day. Had a cut, It's weird because Brock threw no picks, had 2 interceptions, had like a 119 record or 119 quarterback rating, 350 yards. And yeah, I don't think he looked as good as he should have looked. He threw quite a few medicine balls, quite a few balls that were off target. For those that don't know, those were those medicine balls that Jimmy used to throw constantly high for these guys and leave a wide receiver / George Kittle over the middle, wide open because they've got to reach all the way up to try and catch the balls, and then they would just get destroyed by the DBs back there. And that Brock that's one of the best things about Brock is that he wasn't throwing that. And he was throwing those today. I still felt he was a little off. But like I said, the stats, if you just purely look at the stats, you're like, oh, Brock kicked ass today. And you look, but then you watch some of the throws and stuff, and it's like, got lucky. But I know at the end of the day, everybody's going to say a win is a win, and I agree. But there's definitely room for improvement. But here, this is great. No, the defense just comes up the middle, unblocked for the most part. Look at these guys. And yes, they are sending the house. I get that 100%. But look, this guy's coming free. We got Trent out here looking this way. Trent looks this way, looks inside, and we're good. A great pass by Brock off the back foot. Another great whoop. Another great move by CMC. So obviously he is back to being himself. And CMC knows he scores, has he not, slipped up on that one. And it's the red zone for the 49ers. What can we do? Brock is back around. He's looking. He's directing traffic. He sees somebody throwing back. He sets it. He throws to, who is that? George motherfucking Kittle. Hashtag throw Kittle the goddamn ball. Brock was back there for about an hour and a half looking for someone to throw to. Great eyes, great hands, toes are in. About as good as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. Again, George Kittle could be absolutely, without a doubt, the best tight end ever to play the game in the history of the NFL. We have stifled him because our offensive line has been fucking terrible for 3 or 4 years. So, again, I'll come off my high horse on that one yet again. But I 100% believe it truly. All right, we got 4 minutes left. We are up by 3. Baker Mayfield, what can you do? Well, he's going to get sacked right here. Mr. Bosa. Mr. Bosa looked good on this one. Does a little dance. We'll see how he looks here in a little bit. I still think there's time for that play. Look at Debo run down the sideline. There you go, Debo. Hashtag Team Debo. If y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what's going on. Hashtag Team Debo. Debo's all about. Brock's throwing. He gets tipped at the line. CMC was wide open there in those flats for that one. Game's probably put away. Had CMC makes that, or if Jake Moody, okay, I was the wrong time. Or if Jake Moody kicks it, I'm gonna say this right now: cut Moody. Sorry, cut Moody because I think is what I'm looking for. Nope, they're not going to show it. But basically, what we're talking about is, okay, Nick Bosa has him the pilot, so we've got about 15 yards to the sideline. Bosa is just stroking his arm as he goes to the sideline and still makes an amazing fucking throw. This, unacceptable, Bosa. I'm sorry. You have him dead to rights. Right there. You have your 2 big-ass paws on him. You're called the bear. You got your big-ass bear paws on him. Fucking swing him to the ground. Why are you just casually holding his arm? Are you feeling his bicep? Does Baker have big biceps? Come on, Bosa. You're not the highest paid defensive player in this game for no fucking reason. And then Baker makes an amazing fucking throw. But yeah, Bosa, this is fucking pathetic, Bosa. Absolutely trash. Yank his fucking arm out. I'm sorry. I don't want anybody to get hurt kind of a thing. But just fall to the ground. What are you slowly guiding him out of bounds? Come on, man. This is fucking unacceptable. Any player, let alone your highest paid NFL defensive player. Just absolutely fucking pathetic. This was a bullshit call. This is another thing where they just kept getting flags for everything. Every fucking thing. Can't tell me the NFL does not like the fucking Niners. Oh, look, another flag. Trash fucking reffing. Now, the good thing is they don't convert a touchdown. Hey, look, a kicker that makes field goals. Wonder what's that like. All right, Brock. You want $60 million a year? Here you go. Nice. I love how Juwan is trying to get anything. He's like, look, my kicker can't kick for shit. I need to get every inch I can. Brock's back again. Remember, there was 44 seconds left when this drive started. Mr. Pearsall, he was down. Calm everybody down. Mr. Pearsall coming up big. 8 seconds left. At this point, I'm not going to lie to you. I fucking yelled at Juwan so fucking hard for that move right there. But he's like, no, again, my kicker needs every centimeter I can get him. I got to get close. And so here we go with the spike. So here we go. Jake Moody, you have missed 3 field goals on the day already, and yet we're putting him back in there. I'm going to start this before I say this. Obviously, there was the issues with Debo and Moody / Taylor Pepper on the sideline, where I don't think Debo was necessarily going for the throat. That's just kind of like where his hands, because basically Debo walks up and tells Moody to lock in, which if that's true, obviously we'll probably never know if that's actually what he said, but it was said by I want to say that it was Moody that Debo just said get your shit locked in. Which if you can't handle being told to lock in after missing 3 field goals again, you are SAWFT soft, and I got nothing for you. But literally, if that's all that he said to Moody, which honestly I would have said a lot more, then again that is on Taylor / Moody. I think more of this lies with how Taylor Pepper handled the situation more than what it is with Moody. Because of course, from the looks of it, Moody took it pretty good. And then Pepper was where he had all the issue. And good on Pepper. I have no problem with him sticking up for his teammate. Specialists get jacked on all the time. It's hard being an NFL special teams player, especially when you're in a position like kicker who's very focused. You either make the kick or you don't. There's no if, and, or buts about it kind of thing. So it's more on Pepper, it seems like. But again, I understand. He took up for his teammate. I have no problem with what Debo did at all. Debo is a captain. I've been saying since about week 3, this team has no passion. This team has no fire. So finally, someone shows some fucking emotion like they give a fuck. And now everybody's on Debo's ass saying, why do you act like that? Blah, blah, blah. No, fuck that. Debo needed somebody needed to fucking stand up and get something going for this team. And Debo did. I've been on sidelines where guys fight each other when you're pissed off. Nothing happens. Now, I will say this. As a captain, if Debo is as good as a captain as I want him to be, he buys them a beer at some point, and we're good. We squash that. We move on. We keep playing football. He got caught up in the moment, all that kind of stuff. You go to a bar afterwards, you buy each other a beer, and it's done. It's over with. You don't have to necessarily say sorry. I've done the same thing. I've been in fights and arguments with friends, coworkers, teammates, stuff like that. One of my best stories is from wrestling. A friend of mine, he owed me a dinner because I wrestled the number 1 guy in state and beat him. He told me before, he's like, hey, man, I got a steak dinner for you if you beat this guy. Done. I beat the guy. Practice, week later, we agreed to go out. Like, he's like, hey, man, I'll pick you up tonight for that steak dinner. I'm like, sure. We go to practice. Me and him get into a fight at practice. That same practice, we get into a fight. He shows up to my house. We go out. I have that steak dinner with him. We're cool. Still one of my best friends. Shit happens. Emotions going to get caught up with people. Nothing is wrong with it. Hashtag Team Debo. Now that I'm off my high horse on that one, let's see if, well, now let's see. We know what happened on this one. All right, Moody. Bam. Kicks it to win it with no time left on the clock. Now, the funny part about this is that after the game, if you watch the post-game speech that Kyle gives, Kyle says, good job, Moody. Yeah, you sucked today, but you figured it out in the last kick, and you kicked it right down the middle. Anybody else watch that kick? That shit wasn't down the middle. And you can tell because even Trent Williams, they showed Trent Williams' face when Kyle was saying that. And Trent's like, I don't know, man. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is the highlight reaction video for this one. 49ers now won 2 games in a row for the first time this season. So next week we got the Seahawks at home. And don't forget that tomorrow it'll be me and TJ doing a full review of the game. I'm sure we're going to have much more to say about the whole Debo Moody situation and this game in general. And then on Wednesday it will be the Madden simulation. Thursday, because of this whole leadership issue, how do you lead, all that kind of stuff. Me and Anshul are not doing the 49er Captain's Mini Show because, again, he is concentrating on school for this last quarter. So he's buckling down, so we're not doing anything. So I'm going to see if I can get a couple of other content creators and we can do sort of like a panel talk about, leadership, how Debo. I'm not sure how that'll work out, if I'm even able to get it together. And then on Friday, we'll be back to doing our weekend review show, and then Jamie will be back Saturday. All right, everybody. Thank you again for showing up. Please like, sub, share, all that good stuff when it comes to the YouTube stuff. Fafatai te lava. One love, chat. I say chat like you guys are here. This is a recorded video. One love, faithful.